Hello, this is the first in a series where I and my cat Ginger will give you feedback on your on your answers about the Greek polis. The first question was about what were the key features of the polis. Well, the term polis is often translated as a city-state, although that's not strictly true. They were centered on a city or on an urban center. But most people, even in the more urbanized polis, which is the plural, were actually people living in the countryside. The polis could vary in size from large polis like Athens, which had a population in the hundreds of thousands, to small rural communities of only a few hundred. They were the reason they're often called a city-state is because they had an urban center. They tended to come together around a place where their temples and their government were based. And typically, the urban center would be built around an agora, which was the open marketplace and place of public discussion, and the Acropolis, literally the upper polis, which was a religious a religious center where the temples were, and also could be used as a place of defense because it was on an upper location, a hill above the city. Polis were also defined by the fact that they had citizenship. They were not always monarchies. Some had a king, although the king's power varied from weak to strong to not at all. And what mattered was the people who were members of the polis, the citizens. These were usually limited to free men. Women and slaves had fewer rights. Women had rights in some polis. Slaves had no rights in any. If you're wondering why the picture is moving, my cat is now moving the screen. And women in some polis were people with citizenship, but didn't actually get a vote, even in places like Sparta, where they had a slightly higher status than in other polis.